Okay, so this is number 808, which is a new build super saloon for the F&WHR Railway. It's possibly the last super saloon for the FR, don't know, we might build more in the future, who knows, but at the moment it's going to be the last. It's a steel under frame, all timber body. It's it's coming here into the erecting shop excuse me, for fitment of bogies, other mechanical gear underneath, couplers and so on. So it'll be in here for a while and then back out to the carriage works for painting and further fitting out and so on. Hopefully finished next year sometime. Okay. Yeah, these are standard FR 4'4" bogies. The 4'4" refers to the wheelbase. They've got, over the years, this bogey's been developed since the 1960s. It's got roller bearing axle boxes, primary rubber suspension, also now a secondary rubber suspension, which gives what we've found is the best ride that we can get for a vehicle on the FR. It's quite stiff. It has a disadvantage in that it's relatively twist intolerant, but it's a trade-off between body roll of a large vehicle on a narrow gauge and ride quality. So we put up with the twist intolerance. Our track standards have to be quite high to achieve that, but we think it's worthwhile. Okay, so this is the second power bogie to come here this year from Garrett. This will be going under 138. This isn't the one we looked at last time, even though it looks just the same. It's the second power unit. It doesn't need a new cylinder like the other one did, so this is an altogether more simple job. Although, as you can see, it's all stripped into pieces. The wheel sets have been reprofiled down there, and you might notice there's no crank pins in the wheel sets. They've been removed, ready for replacement, like the previous bogie. So it's pretty straightforward mechanical overhaul, which will put this power unit into good order, ready to go under 143 next year, and hopefully it'll be in traffic for the summer season next year. That's the plan. Okay, so here's the 6 driving axle boxes for that engine unit we were just looking at. The white metal, which is this silvery looking bit here, has just been renewed. That's been cast in our workshops and then been remachined to be a nice flat thrust face for taking the side loads and bored out accurately to the centre. The white metal wears out over the years. It gets knocked and damaged, and then general wear happens. So every so often, perhaps every 20 years maybe, at a rough approximation, the white metal has to be replaced, it's a fairly time-consuming job, but it's it's just something that has to be done every so often if the loco is to remain tight and not rattling, banging. So yeah, it's an important job, but a time-consuming job. Okay, so here's the Vale of Festiniog. As you can see, it's got a nice shiny yellow bit. This is the transmission, which we've just swapped again. We took the one out of the Carnarvon Castle and put it in a little while ago to keep this available, but now we've taken the opportunity to put the one that's come back from being overhauled, we've put that in here, and we've sent the other one away for a similar overhaul. So this is a brand new overhaul transmission that's just been fitted. Also, we're doing some work on the engine, where we had a Cummins technician in recently, changed some parts on the oil pump, and we're just waiting for some gaskets now to finish it off, and then hopefully this will be out in traffic on engineers' trains over the winter and standby for the Christmas trains. So this is the chassis of Pixie, which is a privately owned loco. It's come here to have some work done. We've been machining new axle boxes for it. We've bolted the cylinders on. We've done quite a number of frame repairs and had them blasted and primed. So it's a slow job, but it's coming along as basically an outside contract job to, well, hopefully complete the loco entirely and get it into service, and then it'll go back to Kent, where it lives normally. This is another outside contract job. It's a pair of FR chopper couplings and the rubber and metal stacked spring gear with the through bolts. It's a complete job for a Caverna diesel loco, which is privately owned in the Midlands. The chappie wants to have our standard couplers, so that if it comes here it can haul our stock, and well, hopefully we're converting the narrow gauge world to use chopper couplings slowly. So this is a new cab fabrication for Carnarvon Castle, which I might have mentioned before. The fiberglass cab was damaged by the steel inside the fiberglass jacking apart, and so anyway we decided to fabricate a complete new cab in stainless steel. So here's the start of it. Obviously the roof needs to go on. We've got the doors here. This has all been 3D modelled, laser cut outside, so we're basically sticking it together. We'll use the desks from the old cab in each end and the control gear, so there's still quite a lot of work to do, but it is getting there. Yeah, so these parts here, which are not the biggest bits, but they're still very important, they're sandboxes for the new James Spooner double fairley. See, there's another one up on the bench there. They've coming together now, and lids over there. So yeah, another bit of the engine is coming together. Right, so this is Moiler Guest, which is a yard shunter. It lives outside in the rain, Boston Lodge all the time pretty much, and over the years it's suffered from corrosion in the cab and the bonnet. It actually rotted through in places around the cab bottom and where the angle is inside the cab. So basically it's having a tidy up. So new metal's been put into the cab sheets, around the bottom and around the mid rail and round here as well. So all these areas have been tidied up, being painted, and then starting to come back together now. So hopefully soon it'll be outside again in the rain, but restored for rather better life than it had last. So, okay, so here we are in the loco shed. We've got most of the working fleet here, apart from the Garretts, of course. But we've come to the end of the operating season now, so the locos are being prepared for winter, having a good clean out of fireboxes, smoke boxes and so on, really to hopefully reduce the effects of corrosion over the winter period. Although some of these locos will be used again at Christmas, not sure which ones yet, but some will. But then early in the new year there'll be boiler exams to do, so they'll have to be further stripped down for then. Okay, so I was asked to talk specifically about spark arresters, so here it is. Here is a spark arrestor. Basically, the system we use is based on the American Master Mechanics front end design from the 1930s. The way it works is that all the hot gases, the char and all the bits from the tubes are forced from under here by a baffle that you can't see, which is behind the blast pipe. A solid baffle with no holes, made of several pieces that can be dismantled for cleaning the tubes. So all the hot gases and char are forced through here where my hand is. They come under here, up the front, and then through this fine mesh. So this is the spark arrestor mesh that all the gas and char has to pass through. So any big bits that may be big enough to still be burning won't pass, and they will be bounced around in this area in the front behind the door, before hopefully they're broken down small enough to get through these holes in the arrestor. Once they're through the holes, they can be shot up out the chimney. Now, the important thing is that the mesh it's a stainless steel mesh, and all these panels are stainless steel as well. You can't tell at the moment because they're black with the dirt and char, but the stainless steel means that they don't corrode anything like as fast as ordinary steel, and the mesh doesn't rot. The mesh panels last some time, several years, perhaps 10 years, between changing the mesh. So the downside of the system is that you can't get at the tube. So if I peer down there, I can just see a few of the tubes at the bottom. So cleaning the tubes is rather difficult. You have to take these pins out, then you can take this middle section of mesh out, and then you can slide these to one side and then take them out, and then you have to take the back baffle pieces out, which is equally awkward. So we don't get the tubes cleaned every day. It's not feasible for the loco crews themselves to clean the tubes every day. So the tubes get cleaned every few weeks when the loco's on shed. So that's the the downside of the system, but the upside is that there's no gaps anywhere that are bigger than these small holes in the mesh, so no big pieces get out to the atmosphere and can cause a fire. So yes, there's our spark arrestor system. All the locos have a very similar system. They're all slightly different, been made to suit each loco because each loco is different in terms of the space you've got. But the proportions are all reasonably the same. This area here, the gases are all forced to come through, is quite small compared to the rest of the area of the smoke box. So that means that they're moving quite quickly here, and that the larger pieces of char bounce against the spark arrestor, which is what bashes them apart. And also, because it's moving fast down here, hopefully it means that it has a self-cleaning effect as well. So hopefully we don't end up with too much char and soot in the smoke box at the end of the day. So yes, that's our spark arrestor system. So here is the dismantled spark arrestor for James Spooner. You can see all the bits have been piled in because the loco's been stored here in the heritage shed for a little while. But what you can see also is the top of the back panel that I was talking about, and the back panel continues down here and then across on a table plate, which is the piece that runs across the middle, and then here dismantled are some of the mesh pieces that will go up the front. So it's exactly the same as the design we looked at in the David Lloyd George. It's the design that we've come to favour after, well, several iterations of trying methods of securing the plates and so on. We've come up with these pegs and pins. It's nice and robust. The plates are quite thick, so with the vacuum that the loco pulls when it's working hard, the plates don't distort and move. So it's quite a heavy solution, but it does work very well. You can see also the braided stainless steel main steam pipe coming down one side there. So James Spooner is here in the heritage shed, nominally stored just at the moment, although there is some work going on it. We're fitting the boiler cladding sheets in here. They've been away to be spray painted. So to store them properly, the cladding is being fitted in here, which isn't ideal, but it's a reasonable place to work out of the way. Okay, so here is the Linders boiler, which basically we have now finished all the work on. You can see it's blanked off for a hydraulic test, which we've done our own internal hydraulic test on it, which it passed fine. So we're waiting now because the Linders overhaul isn't an urgent one for early next season, so we need to get on with normal loco winter maintenance for the double engines and the other single engines. So we've parked this up, and at a later date we'll get the boiler inspector in to do a witnessed hydraulic test, which will then start the 10-year process of the boiler's life. So basically Linda's boiler's done, but it's just parked here waiting at the moment now.